Hello and welcome to 100 Days Plus. President Trump calls James Comey a showboat and a grandstander.
Yes, he says he decided to fire the former FBI director even before meeting his top staff.
The White House says Mr. Comey had lost the confidence of FBI agents. The acting director tells the Senate that's simply not true, and the Russia investigation will go on.
Simply put, sir, you cannot stop the men and women of the FBI from doing the right thing, protecting the American people, and upholding the Constitution.
The Labour Party leaks a month before the election. Their manifesto is revealed. We look at what it tells us about the party's platform. And we're in Alaska, where the ice is getting thinner, summers are getting longer, and climate change is not just a political debate.
Also, a regional election in Germany is suddenly in the spotlight. Could the result help predict whether Angela Merkel can remain Chancellor when Germans go to the polls later this year? And behind the scenes at the White House, we'll speak to a reporter about his dinner with the president and finding out Donald Trump's favourite modern invention.
Welcome to the programme. I'm Katty in Washington. Clive Myrie is in London. We are learning a lot today about the firing of the head of the FBI, and we're hearing it directly from the president. Mr. Trump has just called Mr. Comey a showboat and a grandstander. He's also revealed that he was determined to fire the director anyway, whatever the Justice Department recommended.
Yes, Katty, Mr. Trump also reasserted the claim that Mr. Comey told him 3 times that he personally wasn't under investigation over ties to Russia. Mr. Trump made those comments in an interview with NBC News that's just been released.
Would you say that that information was accurate then or is more accurate now?
I would say
so interesting. We just happened to dip into that briefing, Clive, as Sarah Huckabee Sanders is being asked about what we talked about at the top of the programme. She yesterday said that the FBI director had lost the faith of the rank and file, the agents of the Bureau. Then we had the acting director today directly contradict that and say, no, he has the full faith of the rank and file. Either Sarah was lying yesterday or somebody was not telling her the whole truth, because what she went out there at the White House podium and said was not true.
We know where Sean Spicer is. We think he's on Navy Reserve duty. But the President of the United States would want his top person speaking to the public days after he's just fired the chief law investigatory officer of the country, you'd think. And yesterday, wasn't it yesterday that Sean Spicer was hiding behind a hedge or something?
It was 2 days ago.
Avoiding
Feels like
journalists.
a year.
All right, you're watching 100 Days Plus from BBC News.
And still to come for viewers on the BBC News channel, BBC World News, we'll be speaking to Time magazine about their exclusive trip behind the scenes with Donald Trump at the White House.
And we'll be live in Alaska, where a meeting of 8 countries is trying to find out where the Trump administration stands on climate change. That's still to come on 100 Days Plus from BBC News. Stay with us, much more coming up.
Hello there, good evening. It was a pretty decent day across the northern half of the UK. For most places there was some sunshine. So on Sunday it is still a day of sunny spells and showers and 15 to 19 degrees, but notably humidity will be a good deal lower.
A book can lead us to new worlds and experiences. But how can the words take us back to the ideas that brought it into being? How can the book guide us to the one who gave it shape and character? How can it show us the inspiration? Learn more about the book. Discover the writer who created it. We'll introduce you on Meet the Author, tonight at 8:45 on the BBC News channel.
Welcome back to 100 Days Plus. I'm Katty Kay in Washington.
And I'm Clive Myrie in London. Our top story. Donald Trump claimed he always intended to fire James Comey and calls the former FBI director a showboat and a grandstander.
The acting head of the American FBI says the investigation of alleged ties between Russia and the Trump election campaign will continue.
the Trump administration too combative, and what mistakes have been made in the first few months? These, just some of the questions the president answered during an interview with Time magazine.
The team of reporters had exclusive access behind the scenes at the White House. They even learned about one of Mr. Trump's favourite inventions. Washington bureau chief for Time, Michael Schur, was among those who conducted the interview. He joins us in the studio. Now, Michael, I want to ask you first of all, you had dinner with President Trump in the White House. You went right behind the scenes. How was his demeanour? Every election is, of course, local and national, but the themes in Germany, in France, in America and in Britain, Clive, they are strikingly similar. From Clive in London, me in Washington, thanks so much for watching us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.